When it comes to overall package, Big Ben would be a good candidate of an outdated character. What once was a formidable tank has now become a fairly easy to overcome obstacle. How did this happen? First, I would consider the marquee introduction. More specifically the first cut, which pretty much cheeses all of Ben's massive health. And then we have Piercing, which ignores a considerable amount of defense if invested right. This rendered the oppressive as hell futile resistance into a relatively easy pushover. That's not to say one cannot find success with the big dude, for he does have a bit of silver lining, like having easy access to stun. But other than that, there are many reasons to invest in him the further you progress. Bassline is just plain bad. His essay is too basic and too easy to counter. It's also heavy on tagging gameplay, but offensively, the best you'll get out of it is extra meter gain. And good luck with offense Bassline. His attack is complete dog shit. Someone did manage to put him to efficient use while paired with a rerun, but even so, investment in him is just not worth it.
Fucking you mouth, Twitch!
Unlike his bronze brother, Beatbox is actually a pretty good variant. He can gain quick enrages by using special moves, and additionally 25% meter per move use. This means that the most savvy players will be able to lock opponents with repeated tier 3 blockbusters. Needless to say, cooldown reduction or Harlequin support are fairly relevant for Beatbox to fully draw out his maximum potential. Resonant Evil used to be a notorious defender, thanks to his great health for a silver variant and frequent armor. However, due to several meta changes, he's fallen behind as a large threat. Immunity, bleed, and armor break are the oldest methods and pretty effective, but with time he also fell victim to precision, curse, and hex. But by far, the stats patch and the armor nerf were what broke the Nemesis' back. Now he's only a shadow of his former self. He still can prove to be annoying, and acts as a bit of a barricade for early players.
I don't give a damn about your personal issues.
I like to consider Treble Maker one of the most forgettable variants in the game, and also a pretty awful one. The first time a player encounters it may struggle against it, but once they figure out his ability, he falls apart fast. His health isn't as good as Resonant, making his recovery by every tank combo hits pitiful, and the bonus damage to blockbusters is straight up useless. Alright, I know Melon is gonna kill me if I don't rate Robocopy 5 stars, but I don't give a shit despite me also liking. So here's the thing about him. He needs to get a kill in order to gain 50% meter and 2 stacks of 30-second enrages. So on prize fights he's gonna struggle to get going. On rifts he has it a little better, as a 50% instant gain on kill is at its best, so he can secure a blockbuster finish. Unfortunately he's only gonna pull this kind of stun off in double nodes, and if it's easy enough for him to take care of. In short, Robocopy is a good early game variant, but falls off in utility later on.
Shut up, Melon.
G.I. Jazz is the definition of underwhelming. He has a really high amount of health, which in theory makes for a great tank, but his ability is very easy to counter, either with bleed, armor breaking, curse, hex, buff removal, or even with enough piercing you can just brute force through it. But I can say it's too awful. Like I said, he has a high health and can be put to good use, but that alone can't get you far enough to be efficient.
Green, what's your problem, Green?
If G.I. Jazz didn't perform very well, then Private Dick sucks complete dick. His bulk is comparatively lesser and his resistance has 2 severe problems. First off, it doesn't work at resisting modifiers, which means you can resist stuff like Scratching Post or Course of Knowledge. Second, you can't just hit Dick hard enough, therefore the resistance becomes a non-factor in the fight. As if that wasn't bad enough, fire typing for Rift defense is terrible. What a worthless excuse for a defender. Avoid it as much as possible, unless he gets a potential buff.
One guy? No continues?
Combo knowledge is the best way to excel with Epic Sax, as the longer your combo is, the higher the total damage output you'll be dealing throughout the combo. Given that Big Ben has an admittedly good moveset for high number combos, it's not difficult to perform long strings. The one downside would be that for hard hitters, there are generally better choices, but for what it's worth, Epic Sax is pretty epic.
Nice.
Megasonic is often considered the least effective of the 5 elemental exclusives. A fair statement, but I consider him good enough. Offense-wise, he's pretty average, having high damage reduction on block and gaining enrage and thorns. He can regenerate while benefiting from enrage, but loses 1 stack of it on hit. A good strat would be to get around 3 stacks, dash 1, dash 2, and brass knuckles, for an easy, quick, and effective regeneration. Nevertheless, Mega isn't bad, but not outright must-hit.
He's wearing a wire!
I'll admit I usually underrate Dream Band due to having several tools to counter him easily, but in all fairness, he's actually pretty good. He's given the rare trait of refreshing buff timers, paired with an impressive 97,000 base health, coupled with freaking immunity, and he's often fairly difficult to bring down. If Final Stand were to piss you off, a buff remover definitely does the trick just fine. Also worth of note, an early curse pretty much renders him unable to use his signature ability for as long as the debuff lasts. I wouldn't consider him a must-invest defender, but it'd be dishonest to say that he does a bad job at it.
Make fool! Make fool!
I'm willing to say that Heavy Metal is the best big band at the moment, thanks to great health, water typing, and a fitting ability for defense based around gaining armor. Sure, it sounds conceptually similar to that of Resonant Evil, but it's because of the water typing that Heavy gains the advantage, thanks to the compatibility with Frost Armor. He's also competent enough at offense, with a small niche in double damage blockbusters should he benefit from armor. Still though, he's not too difficult to bypass in the end. A somewhat common strategy is usually combining Frost Armor and Futile Resistance. Great on paper, but it's easier than it looks in the end. Nevertheless, despite his shortcomings, Heavy Metal ends up proving the most useful, so I'd recommend him over any of the other bands.
An oil tanker for you.
What the hell? No, 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 no!